Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another exciting episode of All About You. In today's segment, I will be talking about not giving your attention to women. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, mainly gentlemen I'm speaking to. You have to stop giving all of this thirst towards women. And what I mean by that is, stop prowling on their Facebook pages, stop prowling on their social media in general. That's not good. What you're doing is that you're giving women even more ego. You're just throwing down more of that negative energy towards them in the sense that you think or you assume by saying, oh, you're beautiful, you're sexy, you're whatever, anything that comes to mind, you want to grab her attention. But all you're doing is giving her an ego boost. And the ego boost is not good for today's generation. It's terrible. I've seen so many men go wrong by going onto these women's social media pages, loving their pictures, liking it, saying, oh, you're so beautiful. If I was able to go out with you, or if we were together, I would do this and that. Stop it. Stop it. You guys, for one, I don't know if you guys have any dignity left. Like, what's going on? What's going on with you? Why do you feel the need to have to just continue, filling this woman up with all these, BS lines to hope that you can potentially get a shot with her? That's not going to be your way in order to get a shot with her. In fact, all you're doing is hurting your own chances while you're also hurting anyone else. Anyone else's chances, you're hurting everyone else. Because guess what? These women, the more attention you give, the more they're going to feel entitled. And it's going to be based off of how they feel. You're basically validating a woman, letting her know that she's beautiful or she's a goddess. And you don't want to do that because you are going to ultimately mess things up with her. You're basically, there's multiple things that you're doing. You are, for one, validating her too much in the sense that now she's going to feel that she's the shit. And then what that's going to do is she's going to now transform. And while she's getting to decide what relationship she wants to be in, whether she might want to be in multiple or she may want to be exclusive, she's not going to value the person that she's with because she has all this ego. And she'll feel like, well, if the guy doesn't do what I want, I'll just let him go, and there's going to be another guy right after my ass. And I have so many people to pick from that, hey, whether it's a dating website, whether it's people on her social media or in person, she just has so many opportunities and options to just go for whatever she wants because of you. And you, I mean you men, okay? This video is going to just talk a little bit about the ways that you want to avoid doing this. And if you do want to connect with a person, there's better ways. You don't have to, send them all these messages of how they look. Avoid that. If you are interested in a woman, the best way you could show your interest is privately DM them. Privately send them a message, maybe a friend request on social media. And simple, like, hey, whatever basically comes to mind, but a sense of trying to meet up with them as soon as possible. It could be like, hey, I would like to take you out to grab some lunch, or, any way to just deviate from giving her that validation. These are things that you can do in order to better your chances of at least starting an open conversation. And then again, as soon as possible, making sure that you can make contact. Whether you're going out to a little restaurant, somewhere cheap, don't spend money, guys. I'll probably go over a video of why spending money is terrible. If you want to spend a little bit of money, fine, but nothing fancy. Something very simple, simplistic, that you can have time to talk with that lady, get to know her, and see if she's worth your time, and she can see if you're worth her time. It's a two-way street. But again, this video is for you guys, you thirsty guys, that want to continue giving these women all this attention, because some of these women, they're not even all that. Let's be for real. We're talking about women that could be overweight, they have certain blemishes on their skin. They're not as attractive. as quote unquote what a dime would look like, or what an 8 or a 9, because I hear people giving, statistics as to how you can, determine a woman's worth, especially when it comes to beauty. If the woman isn't an 8, 9, or 10, and she's below that or substantially below that, why are these women having such an ego? Like, I notice a lot of women that you would deem a 4 or 5, they believe they're a 7, 8, or even more, because of you. You're so many of you guys are in these women's DMs. You're again loving their pictures when they take a little selfie showing some cleavage, trying to show their tits off, or showing an angle that accentuates their ass, or whatever it is. Because most of you women, that's all you do. You just take pictures of the sexiest positions, try to hide any of your faults so that you can get this validation. And that makes you feel so good about yourself to the point that you believe you're the shit, even if you're not. Even if you're an average looking girl, these men are making your ego skyrocket where you think you're a badass, and you're not. I actually have had encounters, which is a little funny story that I'm just gonna, make short, where there was this girl that I can tell you for a fact, she wasn't all that, maybe a 4 or 5, tops, average, at best an average looking girl. And there is a guy that is relatively attractive, and attractive in the sense that he hits the gym, he was fit, he has a good look on him, dresses nice, and basically has himself well put together physically, because I don't know what his income is. I don't know more, to the guy. I don't know too much about him. But anyways, long story short, the guy approaches the girl, and, they start talking for a little bit, but she shoots him down like if it's nothing. And I'm like, that's odd, And I actually got to speak with the guy a little bit about it. And I was like, what did you say to her, out of curiosity? Because I already knew he was trying to pick her up. And, he was just like, he asked her how old she was, and basically, how she was doing, and that he was interested, and if he could grab her number and maybe they can link up, something of that nature, which doesn't sound too bad, and he seemed confident. He didn't seem like, nervous or look like he was shaking or anything of that nature. She gave him like a BS excuse, because I guess she was in a work setting and there wasn't hardly anyone around, and she was like, right now I'm working, I'm busy, and she wasn't even doing anything. And, it was just a poor excuse. Instead of saying either, no, I have a boyfriend, which it seemed that she didn't, or that she wasn't interested. But it was ironic, because it's like, why wouldn't you be interested in someone that, from my perspective, looks better than you on a scale? If I had to rate like the guy and the girl, and I'm just being objective, I would probably say the guy's more of a 7 or 8, and the girl is like a 4 or a 5. So when we're looking at stats, the guy has more going for him as far as his physical appearance, because he's making sure that he looks good. While the girl, she just had, a few, she had like standard sized tits and standard sized butt, nothing abnormal, and an average looking face, and she was like a little thick on the thick side, but thick not in the right places, like more of a stomach. And I'm just like, that makes no sense. But I can bet you money, I can bet you that this girl has a lot of validation going on in her social media. And unfortunately, this guy didn't really get to that point, because he also asked for her social media, and she gave, again, that excuse that she was busy and that she's at work, which is obvious you're at work. He can tell. You're wearing a shirt that represents that you're at work. But again, the point is that a lot of us men in general, I'm going to say us because I have also done it in the past, where I would, hit up a girl in her inbox, and I would say, hey, hey, beautiful, how are you? Can I take you out to lunch? I used to say that, and that was just way too much. I'm giving her validation off the rip, and I'm showing too much interest. The problem, ladies and gentlemen, mainly again, gentlemen, is that you don't want to show too much interest. If the girl is good looking, she knows that. Trust me. She can look at herself in the mirror, and again, all the validation that she already got in the past is what's done is done, But we as men, we have to start lowering those egos. Women that look good should not feel like they're totally the shit based off of looks. Come on, like, what else do you have to offer besides your body, besides sex, besides that beauty that's temporary? Let's be for real. But again, it's our fault. It's our fault as men of why these women believe that they're so high. You damn near seem like they're superior. They have a superior complex due to, again, the validation that they have been given their whole life. If you're interested in a woman, start with just a generic response, wanting to progress to meet up with them. Nice little introduction. If you see them in person, introduce yourself, and keep it simple and short. Again, don't start giving them compliments and all of this stuff. No, because you're feeding into that ego. So now, when you don't get the opportunity to get this girl, you're also messing it up for every other person that wants to approach her, because she's going to really think that she's the shit. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of this channel. This channel is about you. It's about being able to be progressive and, being able to be the better version of yourself. So thank you for watching. And as always, this channel is all about you.